What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another episode. And I had the lights a little bit dim for these videos. Why? Because we're in the month of October. It's time for all things creepy. And what better way to kick off our 31 days of Halloween than talking about one of the classics, George Romero's 1978 zombie epic, Dawn of the Dead. Now, what is it about Dawn? Now, this is the 4K release for this film. Having a big box set. We're not going to get into it because if you want to, see everything in the box set, you can take a look at one of my earlier videos that I did when I first started the channel back. I believe it was like last December I put that video up. But with George Romero's 1978 classic, the atmosphere to this film. This film is perfection. Complete and total perfection as far as zombie films go. It is the best of the best, in my opinion. Granted, are the makeup and special effects, are they, say like The Walking Dead? No, they're not up to par as far as like that, as far as the makeup goes. But it doesn't matter. Because what this film does is I can't even, to put into words what this film does. It captures just the essence and the feel of it. Everything is just done. Just completely just gone to hell. And now the dead has just overrun the earth. It's like the poster says for this film, the original poster, when there's no more room in hell, the dead will walk the earth. They have overtaken. This is not, when things, have really started off, happening. Everything is really just, everything is a crap show right now. Everything is just shot. And you have these survivors who are basically, in a newsroom, trying to get broadcasts out to everybody. We need to get, we can go take refuge here, and, we don't know how much longer we're going to stay on the air. And that's basically the premise for this film, because right off the bat, like, they're just trying to get the message out. We're not going to stay on the air much longer. You need to try to find somewhere safe. George Romero actually makes an appearance. He's behind, he's not in front, in the, giving the newscast, but he's one of the, behind the scene workers. And right there, you just know it's done. They're going to go off the air soon. Our main lead actress in the film, her boyfriend shows up. He's, been able to get a helicopter, and he's, him along with two SWAT team members, they take off. And you can see right off the bat, like, everything, even the SWAT team is having a hard time in these areas, taking care of getting rid of the Walking Dead. And they seek refuge. Now, of course, one of the first scenes, one of the really scenes that stick with me is when they need to get fuel. And basically they land at this, this gas station. They look down, and you just see that the dead just walking all over the place. And they look down, and, they go into this little convenience store. And in this convenience store, they're going to try to get some supplies. They're going to try to, obviously going to fuel up some gas into the helicopter. And one of a zombie starts like kind of like just sneaking up on them very, very slowly. And he just gets the top of his head just clean off with a helicopter blade. And I love it. It's one of the classic scenes in the entire film that so many people love. And from there, they fuel up and they take off. And where do they land? They land on the top of a mall. And this is the Monroeville Mall near Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And that's somewhere that I definitely want to visit someday. Just because it's such a part of history of cinema. And who knows how much longer that mall will even stay around. Hopefully, for a very long time. But they land on this mall. And you can see that, for them, this is 1978. But malls, as far as, the size of this mall, were not something that was, really seen a lot. Because, our lead actress, she makes a comment, what is this place? What is this? And they say, this, it's a indoor shopping center, basically, is how they, put it. And, she asks, why are they all, why are they all gravitating towards the mall? I believe it's her that says that. And basically, to them, it's something that it's embedded in the minds of the dead. They say, our one gentleman in the film, he makes a mention, like, this is something that meant a lot to them, something that they always did a lot of. So it's a routine for them to go to the mall, something that was a big part of their lives, and that's why they all gravitate to the mall. You know, George Romero, he always had to have some kind of commentary, with his in his films. Some were subtle commentary, some not so subtle, but this was just something where where everybody at that time when this film was made, everything, the malls were just big. It was shopping, everything. It was just consumerism. Everything was very, very big. So, they're gravitating toward that mall. Now they land looking for refuge and decide, we're gonna, land on top of here, and we'll stay there for a little bit. But of course, along the time of the film, they realize, there's so many supplies here. This is a huge mall. All the supplies they need are here in this place. And of course, as duration of the film goes, they keep deciding, should we stay here? Should we move on to another area? Can we survive here in this, in this mall? And of course, things, there are going to be some spoilers here because for most people have seen this film. We have later on in the film, we have a biker gang that breaks in. Tom Savini is a member of the biker gang. And, now we start getting to just intestines being ripped out. We have one of our bikers get taken down by the zombies, and he is just ripped to shreds, absolutely decimated. And it is one of the best zombie kills ever caught on film. It is just incredible. And of course, at that point now, the mall is overrun. There's really nowhere for them to stay. And some of our survivors who have made it there to the mall are no longer with us in the film, towards the end of the film. And it's just, I love it. I absolutely love this film. I love the look. Because this is not just George Romero directing this film and writing the thing. Dario Argento worked with him as well. So you definitely see the Italian infusion into how this film looks. It doesn't have an American look to this film. It has an Italian feel to the film. And it's an infusion of both, Romero and Argento. But it works, and I think that's another thing why this film is just so incredible and how it looks. If you do pick up the 4K, some of the scenes are a little grainy, but it's it goes up. It's a little grainy at first, goes up, it gets better, looks the best I've ever seen it. But then there are some other grainy scenes here and there. But that could just be some the negatives that were used in the process of restoring this film. But back to the film, as far as that goes, this film just means a lot. It does. It's if you're a horror fan, this is a film that it's like a museum, basically. It's like if you have a museum with all horror films, this should be one of the top ones. That the top of the line. This is the creme de la creme, basically for zombie films. And to me, it still is. Some of them, like I said, some of the makeup, yes, it's. They have a bluish tint, the zombies. It's not as, pardon the word, fleshed out as you would see in, say, like The Walking Dead or later Romero films. But it works. And that's what I love. There are some funny scenes with, how the zombies, act and everything. There's some funny scenes in the film. And I love it. There's a tense moment, probably like midway, I would say, through the film. Because it's not a short film. This definitely is an epic, because it is a long film. And, when they're trying to basically move all these tractor trailers around. And it's just, there's a tense moment where one of our main male actors has to, he gets himself into a situation that he probably didn't have to get himself into. And, he kind of pays the price for it. But, again, it's just a great film. I can't say enough. I just gush over this film. It's a beautiful looking film. For a zombie film, it's beautiful looking, and it's just an incredible film. That's just something that if you're doing a marathon of films for Halloween, even if you've seen it before, go back and revisit it again, because you're going to see some things that maybe you didn't see the first time, maybe not even the second time. But it's just an incredible film. When you have characters going by the nickname of Flyboy, and just, again, how things that happen with him, because he starts off as kind of like somebody who you can kind of like, he's getting pushed around. The one who's kind of like, now he's, kind of taking charge. And it's just, you see the character development as it goes. My favorite actor in the film is Ken Foree. He's great. He's who I root for in the film. And the characters that you want to root for, you root for. But they're not, but there's no character who's unlikable. Like, they're all, like, maybe maybe some less than, others. But they're all pretty likable in their own way. And that's kind of hard in a zombie film, because most of them, it's hard to find ones that you care about, all the characters, about what they're going to happen. But Romero definitely pulls it off in Dawn. And if you're doing like I said, if you're doing a marathon, this is one to check out. It's hard for me to keep going on and talking about the film, because you just have to see it. Because something that's shot in a mall for a good 95% of the film, he gets so much out of it. And that's where Romero, to me, really excels. The least amount of people on screen, he's able to generate a better story. And to me, that's where it shines really with this one as well, because he's able to keep it close quarters in this mall and just really be able to tell a great story. It really, really is. And so that's about all I'm going to talk about with Dawn of the Dead, 1978. You got to check it out. You absolutely have to go check it out. But as far as the month of October goes, I know this is October 2nd, and we're going to do 31 days. Things got a little bit, messed up for me trying to get this video, trying to do this review yesterday, so I wasn't able to. So I'm going to get this one up, and we're going to try to put another one up the same day, try to get everything nice and even, so we can do a horror-themed movie every single day throughout the entire month of October. I plan on doing like I said, I have Shudder as well through Amazon Prime, and I plan on trying to do a Shudder-thon. I don't know how this is going to work yet. I'm going to try to do a 24-hour Shudder-thon on the weekend. I have not stayed up 24 hours in a very, very long time. I'm not a young guy anymore. But I'm going to try to do it. For the purposes of this channel, I'm going to try and do just that, and try to review every film that I watch right after I watch them. Because Shudder has some really good hidden gems, on that streaming service. So, I'm going to watch this video. I'm glad you guys watched it. It's getting a little bit, later at night. I just got done watching Suspiria. Hint, Suspiria is coming up next. The original Argento Suspiria. That's going to be the next review. So, keep your eyes on this channel. This other video is going to be coming up very, very shortly. So, like, subscribe, and comment if you get the chance, and I'll catch you in another episode. Take care.